Hello there, welcome to Shadow the Hedgehog Reloaded. You can just call me Stent. Let me just switch this off real quick before I get into trouble. So yeah, I've heard a fair few things about this particular mod. Figured I'd want to play this... Let me rephrase. I figured I'd end up playing this eventually, but I figured, you know, Year of Shadow and all that, figured I may as well have a preview as to what this particular mod is like. I will admit, going into this, I don't exactly have the most fond memories of the original game, but hopefully that won't impede us too much, so let's just get into it. Those classic sound effects. Now, I did play this a little bit previously to make sure it actually... worked. Seems to do so, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about my history of this game. I ended up getting the PS2 version, Christmas 2005. We ended up moving out that particular year as we were getting some renovations on the borough. Ended up in a place which was just mostly full of daddy long legs. Thankfully it was nearby, and obviously I'm thankful for those who were able to lend us their home in those times. But admittedly, my biggest memory of my time in that house was this game, Pokemon Emerald, I believe, and Gems Collection, which I also got alongside this Christmas, at that particular Christmas, along with a Sonic X themed Sonic plushie. Best game? That's going to be highly debatable, I'm afraid. Because even as a kid, going into this, like opening that Christmas present that one Christmas morning, and seeing just Shadow on the cover with a gun, I was just like, okay. I mean, might be kind of cool, I guess, but it just seemed weird. Like, even this whole outro, as iconic as it is, insanely well animated even to this day. I couldn't help but feel that a lot of it just felt wrong as someone who'd just been enjoying all the other various Sonic games up until then. You know, the original trilogy, the Advanced Trilogy, Battle, the Adventure Duology. Well, it's not exactly in the best nick, I'm afraid, the Sonic X plushie. It's been through quite a lot. No more I've wasted enough time. Let's actually get into the game nice and proper now. Again, I just demoed it a little bit to make sure it's actually worked, and I figured I put out a little bit of a poll over the last week, which basically would determine what story mode I went through first. Unexpectedly, we ended up with a little bit of a draw between dark and neutral, so I figured we'll just go semi-dark. Yeah, that's the funny thing about the trailers, actually. I never actually saw any trailers for Shadow. The first time I actually heard of this game was when it was in my hands. Figured everyone would be fine with me just playing in English, so we of course get the game debut of the infamous 4Kids voice cast, which I remember getting tons and tons of hate back in the day. Especially for delivery like that.
And why can't I remember anything?
Yeah, I did see it. Admittedly, I don't really have much to say with regards to that. I gotta say though, the whole prospect of just, at this point in time, just them suddenly sprouting in aliens as a plot point, I always thought was kind of a weird direction to go in, even as when I was a lot younger. Just everything seemed a lot more grounded beforehand. I mean, I say ground, you got stuff like Little Planet, so... I guess... you could argue this wasn't too far-fetched.
Who are you, and how do you know I'm Shadow? And what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the thing. My first experience with the Sonic voice cast was, of course, Adventure 2.
Just what was that all about?
And I had watched a little bit of Sonic X, I believe, beforehand. Like, I remember playing it alongside Advance 2. And drawing a lot of comparisons between that in terms of the characters and the art style, even though it's not exactly one-to-one. Now obviously, since the scoring has been overhauled for this, I'm not expecting to get any A ranks. It's just going to be me playing for this semi-casually, see what's what. I will admit it's certainly weird in hindsight to see that this game, with all the ridicule it's garnered over the years, is all of a sudden now being considered kind of cool. Get out of here, Sonic. We're here to kill men's. Here's a men. Pardon me, fellow aliens, just making my way downtown. Shooting fast. Faces blast as I'm homebound. Kind of aware that this is just out in the open. I think that's a mod-specific thing. Anyways, here's our dad. You want to say anything, Doom Dad? Alright, fine, we'll just continue shooting men's. I gotta admit, the whole, I get that this was originally garnered for a teen rating, I believe, with a little bit more, I dare to say call them naughty words, because it was mostly just stuff like hell. Goodness me, the biblical place of eternal punishment. We can't have kids learning about that. I will admit, to the very least, I'm not sure if it's just the mod, but it feels a lot better. It feels, admittedly, a lot less slippery. Here we go, we got Dark Shadows, we could just... This seems pretty cool on paper, but from my experience, really the best thing you have going for it is the infinite ammo. Don't mind me. Yeah, basically just free invincibility and infinite ammo. There's no reason really to, oh, so close. Yeah. Another thing that I've also noticed is that they've gotten rid of the secret keys in this and replaced them with the red rings of later Sonic games, which are now in harder places to actually get to. I gotta admit, I'm not sure if it's just the PC performance, but this whole game feels so much smoother in comparison to vanilla. It actually feels kind of nice. I mean, obviously the gunplay was arguably the best thing about it, but everything else just feels so much nicer. Maybe I'm just not used to the original show. Oh yeah, they also got rid of the secret doors. So now we can just, you know what? Okay, I wasn't expecting it to go that fast. Where's reverse? Not now, Sonic. Okay, it's still backwards on the analog. Yeah. The vehicle's speed has been buffed a little bit. So now it actually feels comparable to actually running, which is kind of a nice... This is my first time actually seeing this, to be honest, and I gotta say, it definitely... Steering definitely feels like it's, you're steering through molasses, but... It, at the very least, feels like you have an impetus to actually drive the vehicles now. Alright, let's see. I'm fairly certain there was some I missed back here while I was messing around with the car. Alright, let's just go around here. Emerald has a significantly less load to it as well. Alright, let's just go through here. Yeah, the armor car is mostly just a optional bonus thing in most missions. It actually shows up in Lost Impact as its 5-key bonus, which I always thought was kind of funny, considering it's basically useless, given how small that level is.
Anybody who gets in my way is my enemy.
Unfortunately, we don't get to hear Shadow say the funny line this time around. I get that the whole Shadow having a gun thing has this incredibly just raw energy to it, but I will admit, as a character, it's been mostly showcased in games like 06 and especially Project 06 that Shadow never really needed a gun. If anything, he could just kill. He almost killed Sonic with his bare hands in Sonic X. Oh no, I just noticed. Fellow gun soldier there doesn't have any lip sync. He's just sort of sat there communicating with Olive Garden guy telepathically. Yeah, I'm gonna be skipping over the repeat cutscenes.
Deploy the troops now! And if you find Shadow with the black aliens, then kill them all.
But sir, isn't Shadow on our side?
I gave you an order, soldier. He's evil and he's the enemy.
You have to wonder how someone so emotionally compromised managed to rise to such a prestigious position as the head of gun. Well, the game died there. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Admittedly, in terms of the cutscenes that follow, I feel this one is the most fitting for coming immediately after the previous cutscene with Gun Commander. I feel the Dark Route here, at the very least, is the most sensible, at least to start off with, until, well, Doom shows up. But behold, I can fly.
Very impressive, Shadow.
I gotta admit, there's definitely quite a humorous aspect to Shadow with a gun, though. It's sort of like giving Goku a gun, in that sense. Like, obviously he'd never use it, but it just gives off this, this sort of energy to it, I feel. Okay, so apparently Black Doom can just teleport you into cyberspace. I gotta admit, there's a fair few connotations about that now, given what we know in Frontiers. Also, as a little heads up, I'm gonna be avoiding the Doom, Mad Matrix, and Lost Impact. Oh, you can also speed up your, how fast you go on these. Give me a gun. Yeah, I gotta admit, I definitely prefer how cyberspace looks here compared to how it does in Frontiers. I mean, it's kind of obvious saying it, I'm sure many people have said now, but this definitely feels more cyberspacey than just 10 instances of Green Hill again. Like, I didn't even realize it was that many, just not including stuff in Final Horizons, just 10 different levels of Green Hill Zone. Not even Forces had that many. Oh, I can't believe I made that. Bye, Rouge. Bye, Rouge.
What a coincidence running into you.
I gotta admit, though,
I'm on a government assignment to
in hindsight, this was... oh, these things actually damage you now. I didn't even realize. Oh, you made me miss my boss. There we go. Oh yeah, and weirdly enough, they actually brought back the fire shield for this from Sonic 3. I gotta admit, that was definitely a weird addition to add to this game. It was definitely a welcome one, seeing technically an old power-up. I just kind of wish they did more. I think it's supposed to defend you against the firewalls here, except, well... it didn't really hold too much of an impact. Also, that's kind of nice. You can actually hit the electric barriers here and not take damage. And it sucks when they shoot you, though. Okay. I'm just remembering, it's been a hot minute since I played this level. It's admittedly one of the ones which I played the least. I mean, it's definitely... I definitely prefer playing this over some of the levels, and in terms of how it progresses, it's definitely not as bad as... Do you mind? I'm in the middle of something here. Also, those things are way more aggressive, wow. Like, in the original game, they hardly did anything, and now they're just, like, out for your blood. What is up with your texture, sir? Are you supposed to look like that? Yeah, obviously this is... Well, that's kind of nice. Throw a sword with that, so it's not completely blocking your path. It's actually sort of like an obstacle. And these are way quicker, aren't they? I remember these being a lot slower in the base game. Up. Ignore for this session. There we go. We should be fine. We should be fine. Okay, so there's just extra rings in here. And enemies! I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Taxi! Oh, this ain't good. Doom, can you tell your cronies to back off? I'm kind of in a... That was actually kind of scary. Never did I think I'd find something that has a... Okay.
Not here.
Okay, that was admittedly a bit of a new one. Thankfully, we're back here. I'm guessing you're supposed to just... I'm aware that there's just a warp hole there, though. I think we're near the end at the very least. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a whole new experience for me, in all honesty. Where am I going? The only way I can go. Where am I? I was kind of scared I was going backwards there. I don't think the game was programmed for you to be going through those sections quite as fast. To say the least. It's kind of crazy thinking about it. I'm so used to those... like, data enemies being such a non-threat, and here they are just trying to murder me. It's kind of surreal. I kind of like it. Anyways, we're coming up to the end now. Oh, you actually have to destroy all the enemies, so you don't destroy it on purpose. That's kind of nice. Feels like there's actually been a bit of thought implemented into the changes here. There's even springs over here, so you can easily get up to this warp hole and continue. Admittedly, these are some of my favorite types of shadow levels, where the level is actually kind of different depending on which path you're taking, as opposed to just arbitrarily destroying X number of enemies. Okay, so I can make it over there. One thing that I do kind of like, even though it's kind of a weird addition, is the strafe, actually. Oh wow, I actually got a red ring. Nice. It's mostly something that I appreciate in terms of being able to navigate smaller platforms without slipping off like in Heroes. I'm a GC bomb! That was close. I'm guessing that's it. Everything's going to be faster up here as well. I gotta say, I know I haven't really played much so far, and obviously I'm not all that great at it, but so far, for a fan mod, knowing what I do about the original game, I'm actually kind of impressed. This actually feels playable. I say that, and the air dash still messes me up. Kinda wish there was like a, an idle button, like some of the mods in Adventure 1 and 2, where you actually get to hear the in-level dialogue on command, like the idle dialogue. You get that a lot in Adventure 1 and 2. Should be able to just shimmy up here. Oh, there's actually enemies here. Oh. Okay, I guess we're going for this now. Starting to get Final Horizon flashbacks. That's never a good sign. I just realized this whole level's been going on for like 7 minutes. Most of it's just me trying and failing to get up this thing. There we go. We should be safe now? Question mark. There we go. Now we just somehow delete the entirety of the CIA mainframe by just shooting it. You gotta love the logic of these kind of games. I mean, obviously, just deleting the CIA's mainframe would be kind of a boring level, so yeah, we'll just delete the core program of the CIA mainframe with a gun.
Well done, Shadow.
Whatever happens to the
I gotta admit,
is no concern of
kind of like
mine.
the sort of surreal nature of this sort of thing. Let me guess, not an E rank, okay. I'm also waiting for that more than anything else. And of course we get this infamous scene with El Presidente. Looks like he's had a little bit of a... He looks like he's dyed his hair, actually, to try to make himself look young compared to how he was in Adventure 2. I remember him having significantly, like, grayer hair back then. You gotta wonder what exactly the time frame of these games are. And we've never really had much of a inclination of that sort of thing, aside from Ian just giving us an arbitrary number. Even if it doesn't make the most sense. Oh yeah. There it is, the infamous photo on the president's desk. I kind of wish it actually was in the White House, in all honesty. I know most of us will probably never see it, but knowing it's there, it would just be the most surreal and kind of hilarious thing. I really do want that to happen at some point. So, going under the context of the story we have so far, we helped Black Doom destroy the CIA mainframe, so now we're here somehow in the egg computer.
Where am I?
Which looks to be the same one the Chaotix try to access in Mad Matrix.
Maybe he can tell me about those black creatures.
Tries to get answers about Black Doom from Eggman, even though he's probably just figuring out what they are at the same rate as everyone else. Also, I kind of like the energy the transition like scenario screen has here, with all the cryptic messages in the background. Including the infamous let's kill the normies together shadow line, which I will admit is kind of funny for me, because immediately my thoughts come to think of it as let's kill all the normies, which I suppose would be very befitting considering the audience of this game. Oh yeah. From what I could tell, they also reworked the melee system. So we can just hold down the X button and just do right trick and just go to town on it. Just it's kind of silly, but I kind of like it. Anyways, we're gonna need the torches. This is probably gonna be our main implement for most of this this thing. Also, yeah, because of that, the melee weapons are actually kind of useful now. Hey, Eggman! Hey, Julian! Oh, yeah, as an additional note, this is another one of those levels which I definitely grew to appreciate. Mostly just, again, for that whole thing of the whole level just sort of changing depending on how you play it. It's just generally the sort of thing that I love about this whole sort of thing. Anyways, there we go. I'm starting to remember things now. Oh, they actually put a light dash there. So it sort of incentivizes you to actually put some consideration into, like, speedrun. That's kind of cool. I was trying to see how the melee works in midair. It seems to work the exact same, so let's just jump into it, since that seems to be quite opportune against these boybs. I want to say this feels faster than normal. Oh. Yeah. I will admit, I was always kind of fond of this level, even though its location doesn't exactly make the most sense. Just as a big callback to Hang Castle, mostly. So that makes me wonder if it's the exact same castle. I mean, not really. And there's a whole morality thing here where technically Amy and Eggman are on the same side. It's just one just so happens to be the dog. The whole morality system here in particular is kind of borked. There we go. Hey, you can actually do that now. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them down here. Ew, 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 ew. You mind? Because you got, like, both Amy and Eggman both cheering you on whilst you destroy all the black arms, and yet both of them scold you for, destroying Eggman's will. Also, that balloon was really quite fast. Worryingly so. Let's see, are there things that actually get us up there? Feels like there should be. Let's have a look around. Nope, nothing. Okay. I guess we'll just go down here. Like, this area in particular really reminds me of Hang Castle. Oh. Okay, so you can drop those. I'm remembering stuff now, it's nice. So you just... There we go, there we go. I can't... Oh, there's actually one more back there. Let's see what's actually back... Oh! They actually kept one here, that's kind of nice. Also notice that your run speed while carrying things seems to be faster as well. Let me just grab this rocket for the time being. I want to see how the rockets are actually different compared to normal. Because I remember them, at least in the base game, being kind of useless. At least compared to the other various types of weaponry, mostly because, of course, you can't lock on with these. Alright, fine, I'll just grab another torch. What could possibly go wrong? That's what I expected to happen. I'll admit another little tidbits that I remember this level for is mostly its music. Mostly just how weird it was, how well it fit with Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. I'm sure you remember the song. Also no idea what that breakable wall is for. It looks like it moves, but not really. Also, I have no idea as to why exactly Eggman has so many chows in his basement. I think we're supposed to be going... Yeah, this is the way we're supposed to be going. This is a pretty cool little segment. I remember liking this little tidbit. Just the whole using the balloon to light the lanterns thing. But generally, this whole last segment in general I thought was generally quite cool. Especially get to see that some whole screenshot of the moon. Which I think compared to Vanilla is actually broken here. I think you can actually see like part of it's missing. It's just I remember, especially in the Vanilla game, that being just a big full moon, which really sort of added some presence to this last little thing we're coming to. Yeah, right here. Yeah, the moon actually does look to be broken. That's actually kind of a step up compared to the base game. And that, I believe, is all the lanterns. Again, we're skipping over the Doom. I'm not doing it. You can't make me.
I'm one step closer to getting the truth from the doctor. I will not let him interfere with my plans.
Hey, we got an E rank. That was to be expected, really. It'd be interesting to see how exactly A rank runs of these levels actually look, because I imagine it's gotta look kind of bonkers, really.
Another Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, it looks like the moon's also broken in this little cutscene as well.
What are you doing here, Shadow?
Doctor, I don't want to fight with you, but I need those Chaos Emeralds. They hold the secret to my...
Enough of this nonsense! The Chaos Emeralds belong to me! All of
I
them!
feel it'd be very easy for me to just make all sorts of various fandom jokes here, but for the time being,
Just as I will those black creatures!
honestly I have no idea as to why Eggman's fighting us.
Now, let me
I guess he just wants to keep the Chaos Emeralds on him and not seek Shadow's help at all. Also, Amy's here for some reason. Okay, so you still do that. I know this one at the very least doesn't do his funny more the merrier attack. You're probably not going to see that. Gun, 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 gun. It's kind of crazy how Sonic boss fights have evolved from this to like Frontiers. Let me just grab some more ammunition real quick. Don't mind me.
You haven't seen the last of
Watch out for the goat!
Sorry, Doctor, but that Chaos Emerald is mine.
So I guess we're not seeing the Doctor anymore then. Amy seems so jubilant about the fact that we just helped Eggman and then just shot him to death. Needless to say, the whole story aspect of this game is infamously borked. Meanwhile, back at the White House,
Mr. President, there's an emergency.
something just happened.
As if our ground forces have been
Okay, you get one.
Black Ark. But apparently enemy reinforcements have arrived, and Central City is being invaded.
How? How can this be?
I mean, yeah, the whole city looks like it's on fire behind you. Yeah, a whole lot of the passages back there in that little segment I think are mostly supposed to be from Maria. Or at least her talking, or at least some corrupted ghost of Maria. And okay, so now Shadow's apparently just leading swaths of Black Doom's army despite repelling them from Eggman's castle.
Hatred and
Okay, I believe you.
The ultimate life form, but the humans feared you and wanted to destroy you. And they did. Now, you must amass revenge on those humans. Unleash your anger and ultimate powers on them.
I gotta admit, I kind of feel as though, from a narrative standpoint, maybe the Doom in this level should have swapped places. Also, there we go, there's a suck gun. Yeah, we're gonna try to revert back to semi-dark with this one, so we're gonna do the hero mission and try to suck out as many of these bombs as possible. Thankfully, there's only 20. Also, yeah, there's just nuclear waste all around the city now. I'm hoping at the very least this won't take too long, because these bomb textures kind of look warped to me, I'm not gonna be honest. Let's see, is there actually a way for me to... Okay, so you actually homing attack the helicopter, that's kind of neat. Yeah, the textures on the bombs kind of look messed up. Also, do you mind not sucking me up as well? It's supposed to be my job. I'm trying to suck a bomb.
Where's the bomb squad? There he is.
Bomb squad's here, my friend. I'm about to die. Oh yeah, you can also suck up fire. Kinda neat. I think it's best that I just keep this on for the time being, because what's the worst that could happen? Ah, almost forgot that if you suck up the enemies, they prevent you from getting sucked up as well. Knuckles, using Chaos Blast would involve killing all these soldiers here. Do you want me to kill all the soldiers here? Because I could very easily start. Yes, we're at that particular mission. Gotta suck a bomb. I remember this one having a fair bit of animosity towards it from a lot of people. I will admit I haven't really played this in particular level that often though, so experiences may vary. At the very least we seem to have plenty of time, we're almost like there already. Oh, there's another bomb right here. Alright, this is where you go on the route for doing the extinction event. We're probably not going to do that. Also, it's kind of weird that in both cases, it's like you got so much time to either suck up the bombs, which will destroy the city, or detonate the bombs, or else they won't destroy the city. It's just... It always felt kind of backwards to me. I know it's something that's been pointed out a lot. Hey John, we were just sucking up some bombs. I'm not kidding. I think we should be going this way, actually. Yeah, I definitely feel that in terms of narrative, it would make more sense if this was the semi-dark level and the Doom was the pure dark level, because then at the very least Shadow would have more of a motivation to actually exterminate humanity from having to relive the traumatic event of the Ark Raid all over again. I get that a lot of people have a lot of animosity towards this stage, mostly due to how maze-like it is, but honestly, I didn't think it was as bad, at least compared to the Doom and Lost Impact. At the very least, it was less claustrophobic. Also, I'm probably gonna... Oh! Nice! You actually get one of these, okay. Apparently these can drive over nuclear waste. They also steer like a cow. Okay, no more bombs here. We're probably just gonna have to continue. I think this was the last of the Dark Story bombs, so we're probably just gonna have to loop all the way around here. And I think, yeah, I think we're starting to get around to the Dark route. Never mind, we got the hero mission done. The city is saved! Hooray!
Such a cowardly attempt to take the city.
Even though it's probably going to be destroyed anyway by the big Devastator bombs. What is the rank requirements? Wow. I assume it's mostly just time bonuses. And now he's just left to watch as his city burns.
Sir, your transport is ready. We must go now. Sir, please.
Once again, I have failed my duty to protect our nation.
Sir, it's not over. We can continue to fight.
See, doesn't this make more sense to come after Central City, though? As opposed to this suddenly happening after the Doom?
Keep your nation strong and together.
Oh yeah, this is also where we get the the best line read of this entire game. Coming up in a little bit. There it is again, Locke.
Sir, please hurry.
Okay.
Ready, here it comes.
The black creatures will feel their own bloody hell.
Such eloquent use of bad English.
What a pathetic sight. Shadow, follow them. Make sure they understand their situation.
I get why a lot of people would be fond of these, though, considering just how it devolved with Colors in Lost World, which, especially Lost World, that was admittedly the game that made me almost give up the series entirely. Alright, later, Tails. We're just going for the goal ring this time, since this is semi-dark. Excuse me. Oh, these ones actually drop bombs, okay. Wait. I'm fairly certain these were supposed to be secret key doors. Oh, we actually get access to the secret armories. Heck yeah. I'll take an assault rifle, let's go. Also get some Black Arms weapons in here for some reason, but yeah. Also, wow, the jump on the air source is kind of nuts. Like, it goes really high, like the equivalent of a double jump, and then instead of the double jump, you just drop straight down. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna play with it a little bit, see how I feel about it. Don't mind me. Just gonna gun for everything. Don't mind me, Mr. President. I'm just gonna go this way. Again, we're doing neutral, so it doesn't matter to me. Also feels a lot faster as well. Okay, that's kind of fun. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna go over here. I gotta admit, that's definitely a cool visual, just this massive fleet, which, again, if you played the Pure Dark mission, we... Oh wow, the air source is actually affected by the wind as well. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, let's see what other weapons we find out here in the other secret arsenal. Heavy machine gun. Yeah, I'll take some of these. Let's make some noise. Okay, we're going this... Oh, we got a fair few cars here as well, just to sort of showcase the, how good the vehicles are now. Guess we're gonna have to destroy all the black arms in here to actually order to proceed, so... Doesn't look like there's that many, though. Also, I saw a weapons tier list for this game a while back, and I feel that this heavy machine gun kinda got a bad rep. I know it got sort of graded poorly mostly because of fire rate, but that's mostly just because it's slow on the full auto. Except, it travels as fast as you can pull the trigger. You know what, let's try out the mechs. Can you not? Yeah, obviously jump still feels kind of delayed. Also, that I feel was leading to a red ring. Kind of a shame I missed it. Also, I definitely don't remember these sort of platforming sections here. Also, the steering you have while hovering these things is kind of crazy. It's like it's trying to honor what the walkers originally were in the base game, but actually kind of fixing them to be kind of good. I mean, obviously, you don't really want to use them outside of very specific situations, as opposed to just running and gunning. Oh, they actually have, like, spaceships here as well. Why are you shooting me? I'm on your side. It's kind of crazy, though. They actually have, like, Black Arm spaceships here. You never... That's something I never imagined seeing in this level. Oh yeah, we also got this fun turret section. Also kind of weird that even for the dark missions, you kind of have to just kill all the black arms, technically your allies, in order to proceed. Also, I'm pretty certain I can't, Actually, I want to see if I can cheese this, actually. Yeah, you can still land on these rails even after you take damage. So let's see what other stuff we got here. More heavy machine guns. More rings, and a potential health boost for our air source if we still had it. I'm gonna stick by the walker. I guess I can see it technically being useful if you need to expend a whole bunch of ammo. Especially for this particular bit. Like, I'm pretty sure I could just unload on the escape pod right now and just assassinate the president, but we're not doing that this mission. So we're not going to... Oh, there's actually more enemies here. I don't remember whether or not that was in the base game. Again, it's definitely been a while since I played, if you couldn't tell. I suppose it's kind of neat that you're just descending on the same path, so the president can just see you as you just destroy him instantly. Okay, take care, Mr. President. I'm gonna go over here now. Ooh, that's kind of neat. We actually get a little... You did see that, right? Me just falling through the floor. I sincerely hope that's not just a one-time thing, because I remember that... I suppose I may as well take this time to sort of explain why I dislike the Doom so much. That, basically. I was trying to do the Dark mission, and I was getting fairly far, despite getting lost a fair few times, and then the floor failed to load in front of me, and then I died, and then... I'm fairly confident in saying that was probably one of my first mental breakdowns. Yeah, it was that bad at the time. I'm hoping at the very least that doesn't happen again, because that could be a very big problem for us going forward. I think we just jump off here. Just run down here normally, not spinning, not spinning. Okay, so it just didn't... So it's just not spinning down there, okay.
I'm going to find the truth for myself.
In terms of how I feel about that level normally, it's, I'd say it's one of the levels of all time with regards to this game. It's just very par for the course, middle of the road in that aspect. In any case, that's the 5th emerald. And already we're already at an hour in. I was expecting this to be a little bit shorter.
5 chaos emeralds.
Hey, Shadow! It's me, the devil! What's going on with the background? Can you tell this was originally supposed to be in 4x3?
2 more and then the truth about my past will be revealed. I'll finally know who I am.
Shadow, we seem to have a problem with rats running loose on the base.
I don't know, it still feels as though Shadow isn't really fully on board with Black Doom's plan for humanity. There's the escape pod right there, wow. I didn't even notice that the first time around. It's just, the president's just up there taunting you for your potential failure if you fail to do the dark mission. Also, that is a stable model. Alright, for this one we're gonna do pure normal, methinks. I mean, pure dark. So that looks to be significantly less sold men's than previously. I'm just gonna... Well, that's nice, you can actually break the crates using that. I don't want to use the rockets though. Never mind, we're not using rockets, just gonna run and gun, I suppose. I gotta admit, I did, at the very least, kind of like these lock-on missiles. But not as much as... Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Look at the size of this big boy. It's bigger than Shadow, it's great. And it's potentially the best weapon in the game aside from like the Shadow Rifle. Like insane rate of fire, insane damage, just everything you want. Look at that, just shreds absolutely everything, and we got the laser rifle instead. Give me back my gas. Give me back the gats. Give me back the gats. That's what all the kids call it nowadays, isn't it? The gats. It's definitely kind of weird seeing all this, these cautionary barriers here in this alien environment, which I gotta say, I actually do kind of like. I kind of like the styling of it. Definitely feels of the time. Kind of reminds me of High Charity in a way, except more organic. Don't mind me, just continue patrolling. Knuckles, I didn't ask for your opinion. You're not supposed to be here. We're going after the robots. Because weirdly enough, there's no human enemies in this level. So good. I mean, it really is. It's just... I mentioned that tier list before about the various weapons in this game, and it mentioned as well that the GAT, aside from the Shadow Rifle, which you get basically for 100% in the game, for like normal play, this is the best weapon. And it definitely shows. I was kind of divisive about the heavy machine gun before, but this is just sublime. Also, do you mind? I'm trying to proceed here. I'm trying to get rid of all the the Nermies which are invading your space. Let's see what's up here, actually. Okay, it's just another, Actually, what exactly is in these crates here? Oh, yeah! I completely forgot we got the tank cannon in this level. It's arguably not anything special considering it's a bazooka-type weapon and therefore has no auto-aim, but it makes up for it in spades! Look at that damage, and then we got dark mode, so you can just completely just go berserk and just cause doomsday for this entire place. Like, yeah. I'm actually kind of having fun now. Wasn't expecting that from a Shadow game. You're... Come on. Oh, I ran out of dark. That's kind of a shame. And I want to see if I can get as much as I can out of this as possible. Look at that, just one-shots these fellas. Ready? Go again? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then we got another bazooka, which is not nearly as good. Well, that was fun. Oh yeah, we also got these funny little mortar things, but I'm not going to be using the mortar. Instead, I'm just going to try... Okay, fine, we'll use the mortar. Have it your way, game. Just give me my gats back. Thank you. Thank you. Everything is right with the world again. Even as a kid, I thought this gun here looked ridiculous, and it's... I mean, it obviously is, but it's still just so fun to use regardless. Also, I should probably, watch out, because I'm fairly certain my air source is about to die. Never mind, I got a health book. A repair kit. I can't help but feel this was technically the last 3D Sonic game to feature power-ups. Like the shields, the invincibility, the high-speed shoes, those sort of things. I think this was technically the last game to include them. Which I suppose is kind of fitting since this was sort of the end of an era in a way. Sort of being the last game before the whole series sort of lost its way with 06 and then had no idea what it wanted to be. I mean, you could argue that it's the same case here. At least at this point, I'm fairly certain Yuji Naka was still involved, so at least there was someone on board from the original team who had a semblance of an idea of what a Sonic was. As opposed to nowadays with like Frontiers where they're still trying to figure it out. I mean, I'd say we got a fairly decent foundation still, Frontiers. It's just going to be interesting to see what they do with it going forward. So I'm fairly certain that we're quite close to just finishing off this mission. I feel as though at the very least the enemy count has been shortened. We've got 10 left, but we are quite a ways into the level, so I suppose we're just gonna have to be observant or just murder everything. I'm gonna be real, Chaos Blast, as cool as it is, always felt really quite situational to me. Oh, we're not at the end yet, okay. There's still quite a bit of opposition here, so we can just plow through everything, and so satisfying. Okay, we got another air source here, so we're not instantly dead. Oh yeah, I remember this bit. You had to suck out all the walls here in order to block the lasers, except the lasers don't seem to be here. So I guess we're just, yeah, sorry Black Doom. You guys were just in the way. I kind of feel that Legion system, say for example, just you end up killing a bunch of gun soldiers, he just turns on you and tries to stop you from killing anymore. We're missing one more. Oh, never mind. We're good. Now we get to see how the Diablon fight goes.
Let the humans await their final judgment day.
I'm thinking they're gonna have to have overhauled it a significant amount, in all honesty, because... Hey, another E rank. I remember the Diablon fights from the vanilla game just being so much of a slog.
Shadow, I can't let you go. Not like this.
I do kind of like how serious Sonic gets here compared to how he is at the start of the game. He realizes the monster Shadow has become and he's just like, I can help you.
All right. I know what I have to do. I was born to bring order to the humans. These humans, they don't value life. They're going to pay. Pay with their lives.
Pay with their lives, which don't have any value. It's the ultimate inflation scheme.
Sonic, if you try to stop me, I'll destroy you too.
I gotta wonder how this whole thing would play out if it wasn't just recycling Heroes models, though, for the main cast. Alright, let's see if we actually have any guns to play with in this whole thing. There's a whole bunch of items back here, so let's see what we got to play with. Got a pistol, that's a start. We got a 1-up, does that actually do anything, though? I gotta love how the head just sort of jiggles when you hit it with the gun, though. Sonic, you... That probably wasn't worth it, but it was fun regardless. Whoop. Gotta admit, this is a bit of a cool energy to this, just being able to dodge the sweeping lasers. Oh no, he's gonna do his thing. Are you gonna there we go. You gotta wonder how Sonic is able to tank that. It does sort of remind me of this whole theory I had a while back about the fact that Sonic is actually the real ultimate life form. Considering this whole theory with the old sort of Japanese strategy guide, which stated that the that the original pod that Shadow was sealed in, which Maria sealed in him, was never actually recovered, so I was led to assume, especially with certain dialogue from Adventure 2, that the Shadow we see in Adventure 2 is actually some sort of replica. Sonic, do you mind? And that basically meant that the original Shadow that was on the Ark during the day of the raid was technically still out there somewhere. And considering Sonic somehow knows Maria's last words to Shadow, was this whole theory that Sonic himself might actually be the original Shadow in some way, shape, or form. Also, look how his health just takes a nosedive there. Is there any more weapons I can use? I don't want to waste this Dark Shadow. Oh, I think I wasted them all. Alright. Hold still, you devil. Alright, I guess we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Get over here. Uh-oh. Hooray for invincibility frames! Tell me to hold still, damn you! Tell me to hold still! Thank you. Also, look how little damage my homing attack is doing. I kinda wish that they, increase the damage for this particular fight, just to speed this whole process up, because it is still kind of a slog. Okay, he's off the map. You wanna come and face me like a man? Olive Garden guy? I gotta love how it little tucks his alarms when it flies like that. Like he's trying to hold something in. Alright, alright, detonate it already. Get it over with. There we go. Honestly, at this point, you were probably better off with homing missiles, I'm just saying. Also, some legs. Ah.
Game over, Sonic.
Game over, Sonic. I gotta love the maliciousness behind that. Also, yay, another E-rank. I am the best Shadow the Hedgehog player. It always seemed weird to me in this particular cutscene. I'm not sure if it was just the color of Sonic's eyelids, but I always thought that he had, like, proper eyelashes in this cutscene. This looks sort of particularly femmy to me.
Finally,
I'm guessing it's the blue eyeshadow he put on after Adventure 2. Still have no idea why you did that, Sonic.
Why? Why are you siding with them?
No reason. No, seriously, I've not been given as good a character mode to actually do this. It's like...
Hedgehog, the ultimate life form born to protect and serve the Dark Lord, Black Doom. With the power of these Chaos Emeralds, this world
I feel that the semi-dark path was sort of the most sort of non-ending, in all honesty. In terms of Shadow's character motivation, because you got, like, pure dark, pure hero, you got semi-hero, which has Shadow's whole atonement arc, and then you have neutral, which is all the Shadow Android stuff. Oh yeah, and they also changed out Almost Dead for this particular semi-dark ending. So now we actually got a unique song for this from the Project Shadow fan movie. What do I say about that one? I mean, I enjoyed it. I mostly prefer the original Portuguese-Brazilian dub, but generally, for the context of a version of Shadow in the movie universe, for an adaptation from the games, I felt as though, aside from some of the acting, you couldn't have really done much better given what they had to work with. I mean, the only thing that really springs to mind is maybe some more backstory with Olive Garden guy, considering in the games he's supposed to have a backstory link with Shadow, but that also makes me wonder, considering how much they've changed stuff for the movie universe with the adaptation for Sonic 3 and Movie 2. I gotta wonder how exactly much they're gonna change with Shadow's story arc, because I know they got Live and Learn in there somewhere from the various announcements, which, whilst cool, it's given its paramount, I still want to remain cautiously optimistic about that, not just go full in hype mode, considering how badly we've seen Paramount screw things up in the past. I gotta say though, I do definitely listen to this song on the regular time. Mostly when I'm not feeling exactly in the let's just say the brightest of places. The song is definitely quite a vibe. This and I believe All of Me, which I'm not entirely certain is in this game, but it's from the same artists. Well, I'm not entirely certain whether or not that one was planned for Shadow the Hedgehog and not exactly, and just got pulled at the last minute for legal reasons. I know this one was originally planned. Gotta love that guitar though. I could just listen to that on a loop, honestly. Just the guitar, just a little guitar riff that's the whole game is built around. It just really exemplifies this sort of mood to it. Alright, what do we unlock? Unlock the satellite laser. Yay, arguably the worst one. Right, given the time, I think we have time for one more. Oh yeah. Shadow, what's next? You are with Sonic. Shadow, what's wrong? Let's destroy the Nermies together. There it is, let's destroy the Nermies together. So many passages in here have just this crazy energy to them. Please make everyone happy. Do what you were born for, you cannot escape from your destiny. Let's just carry on, we're gonna do neutral route this time. From what I recall, they've decreased the requirements for the endings for how many you have to do in order to unlock the last story, but that's not any fun. I kind of want to play for this a little bit more, so we're gonna go for all 10. Just not right now. We're just gonna stick to neutral ending for now, and then next time we'll see what we go from there. I'm probably gonna do pure dark and then maybe another ending in between all those. We'll have some fun messing around, but for now, we gotta run. No point sticking around here. City's completely booked. It's just, we're here for the emeralds, baby, so let's roll out. It's gonna be crazy if I run through this whole thing and still get an E rank. I'm just gonna disable those for the time being. I'm fairly certain you can. Using either up or down on the D-pad, not 100% certain as to... Thanks for ruining my flow game. Oh yeah, you can spin dash jump over that. Triangle jump found, sobbing, drying in bed, cuddling a bottle of rum.
We need assistance. Hold your position.
Still gotta wonder how exactly they managed to get all these loops in the roadways funny. Like, don't people have to use those? I mean, I guess you can make the argument that it's been warped by the Black Arms to such a degree that it's become a loop, but
The entire city's on fire.
it was the same story in Speed Highway as well. Do you mind? Yeah, I'm probably not going to get the best rank for this, but regardless, we got a Chaos Emerald. Let's see how bad my rank was.
Then I'll find the truth.
Ah. Okay. So it is mostly just time bonus. Good to know. Anyways, like I said, we're going to skip over all the cutscenes we've already seen. So, say goodbye to Olive Garden guy chewing out that guy who couldn't talk. I don't get exactly why Black Doom gets more miffed here than when if you do the hero mission. It's like, if you do the hero mission, Doom just shows up and is like, hey, we got the third emerald, we're leaving. I know you just killed a whole bunch of my guys, but you're free to come with if you want.
The professor.
Strange that you don't remember your maker.
What'd you
Keep
say?
this in mind for later.
The ramifications of your disobedience will be severe.
Ugh! The voice delivery in these 4Kids games, man. And I don't want to rag on the actors too much because I know they got better, especially around Black Knight. And I remember particularly getting kind of annoyed when they announced they were getting new voice actors for Colors onwards, because it was just like, oh man, they were just starting to get good. They got like decent voice directing and they'd actually got a good grasp of all the characters, and now everyone's changed again. And let's just say I remember my first impression of Roger being his initial voice work for the Alton Towers Ride Sonic Spinball. And his delivery on that wasn't exactly... I know a lot of people tend to clown on Roger's voice, especially with Frontiers, with him just basically using his normal voice, but then you've got like his voice there where it's just like, check out the consoles! It is the most how do you do fellow kids line ever. Also, we're not going to be messing around with any of the fellas here, we're just gonna run again. We're gonna run all the way to the end. I may end up resorting to destroying some Black Arm soldiers, mostly just to get chaos control. But not if we can avoid it. Also, yeah, I want to try out this sword, actually, the black sword. Get away from me, you demons. You gotta love just the logic behind this game. It's like, oh no, we've reached the dead end. Better just jump into this tornado.
Don't give up.
Oh yeah, we can try out the satellite gun. Actually, it's probably not gonna work indoors, so we're just gonna mosey on out here. Oh wait, it actually does work indoors. Pretty nice. Not sure exactly how this fares in terms of the other lock-on weapons, but regardless. That was a very small laser.
This'll just take 3 seconds.
Yeah, the explosion of that was tiny. Also looks as though there's another red ring hidden amongst the oh, there's actually like an optional level design here. That kind of... it's like Frontiers' updates. That's the sort of same level design to it. And actually, oh yeah, you can slide to break those, I just remembered. I remember that was giving me quite a fair bit of trouble when I was younger, but again, now you can just easily bypass it through the power of sliding. Wait, they actually blocked this section off? That's... I will admit that's not exactly what I was expecting. Because I remember in the base game, you can go through there and there's just this whole worm shoot 'em up section, and oh hey, you actually get a extra little bit of... They got rid of the gusts, never mind. I was gonna say they added a whole bunch of level design to help you navigate up to that that first jewel, but turns out that it comes at the expense of literally everything else. So now not even the spin dash works. Now I'm starting to feel as though I've been taking a fair bit of stuff in Frontiers for granted. I'm playing a fair bit of it off-stream mostly with mods. I gotta say, stuff like replacing the slide with like the roll, like a drop dash style roll, really elevates a lot of the fun factor, in my opinion. I should probably go through Frontiers again at some point, at least on stream. But I kind of want to go for some more Sonic games beforehand. Like, I definitely want to check out Riders at some point, because I heard there's some pretty good mods for Riders. Alright, we got this section right here. I remember this being particularly kind of, oh, never mind. Don't mind me. I was gonna say I remember that being kind of precarious, but I'm probably just thinking of maybe the port of this to Adventure 2, because they did port this level to Adventure 2. Obviously, you didn't have stuff like the tornadoes in it. Also, that reminds me of, speaking of like tornadoes with potentially sand in them, the whole rumor of Hayden Christensen playing Shadow in the movie. If we do get Hayden playing Shadow, I'm gonna love it regardless, mostly just because even if the movie is bad, which I feel it could very likely be, the possibility isn't off the table, let's just put it that way. At the very least, when watching it, I can just spout prequel memes and still have a good time, because I will admit, prequel memes, if you couldn't tell, I just still gonna laugh at them. I generally do enjoy those movies, even if they're not exactly the best. Like, those movies and the original Star Wars trilogy are just quite close to my heart. Like, thinking the original 6 movies, the 2003 Clone Wars cartoon, a lot of the stuff like The Force Unleashed, 1 and 2. Basically a lot of stuff before Disney, basically. Alright, look at this. Black Doom mentioned something about not remembering our make, and now we're remembering flashbacks to Adventure 2.
What?
Well, hey, we're just getting ready to visit the irradiated remains of Prison Island.
Was then captured by those humans. But from where?
Kinda crazy the machinery here still works, actually. Gotta love all that gun technology.
Feels like I've been here before.
Even after being hit by a nuclear blast, it still works just fine. And oh god, it's Charlemagne. Charlemagne is here, completely unaware of just the nature of where he is. Okay, so top secret disc. They don't seem to be in quite as obvious places, it seems. Also, go away, Charlemagne. I've had enough of you for a lifetime. Let's see what's up here, actually. Yeah, there's another top secret disc over there. We're just gonna ignore it. We're not appeasing Charlemagne's question as to what a disc is. Well, there's another one over there, so I'm guessing... never mind. So I'm guessing that upper out is mostly just for actually finding the top secret disc, but then again, I ended up just completely slipping. Let's see what's down here, actually. I'm guessing this is where all the gun robots are. Which I definitely don't want to touch, because that would lead me to the Doom, and I don't want to go to the Doom. I also love how you can just do that. You can just jump off the vehicles and use them as a foothold. Get out of my way. Also, just keep in mind this particular bit of level design is going to come back a little bit later. Oh yeah, this was also secret keys, and oh yeah, we still get the tank gun. We still get the tank gun here. And instantly I'm happy again. Even though these things aren't exactly good, I love them all the same. I also love how you can just bypass triangle jump sections like that. Goodbye. Jeez. The blast radius on this thing is just mental. You expect the satellite gun to have something like this, but it just doesn't. It's like, what even is the point of the satellite gun if you can't just completely wipe someone off the map like you can with a tank gun? Also, it may just be me remembering wrong, but I remember distinctly there was a particular mod for Forces which added sort of like a revised version of virtual reality, the last level for Shadows campaign. And it ended in him going into various different levels from his past. Like, you got Radical Highway, you got Dusty Desert, you got even some voice lines from Mephiles as well. I think Prison Island was also one of them. I'm pretty sure Space Gadget was one. I was thinking either Space Gadget or Cosmic Fall. But don't mind me, just continue shooting. I could see the finish line. Get me up. There it is. Get me out of this nuclear wasteland.
The Chaos Emerald.
Oh, that was that was certainly a thing. That's a kind of a shame about that one C rank. I will admit they're definitely going through this a little bit quicker than last time. Certainly makes a bit of a change. And now all of a sudden Eggman's involved, despite us trying to figure out our relationship to Gerald. Eggman, I'm fairly certain you can just get like planning permissions in Florida at this point. You really need to just demolish an entire city in order to make your amusement park. It's like, I say this because we know he did it in Unleashed.
I bet no one expected this baby could fly.
Silly Shadow, this isn't a baby, it's a rock.
To this brilliant flying fortress, to this planet over 2,000 years ago. It's magnificent. The perfect
So that adds a particular little quandary that I have.
imaginable way.
Implying that the Black Harvest have been visiting this planet for 2,000 years, 50-year gaps apiece. Why are they only taking the Chaos Emeralds now, and not, say, after the whole Pocketmark Echidna Tribe incident? It's like, I'm fairly certain these guys had all the time in the world to pick up the Chaos Emeralds and just do with them as I please, take them with them on their journeys across the stars, but now all of a sudden they just have Shadow doing it instead. Anyway, here's the fan favorites. In your own time, game. Oh yeah.
This blue sky.
Just listen to that music.
Have I seen it before?
What is up with that ring placement? Yeah. Immediately what comes to mind when I think of this level is the level mod that Mel Pontro did for it in Sonic Generations, where you... It was pretty cool, actually, rendition of the Sky Troops track. I mean, it's definitely pretty iconic as well. We heard it previously at the start of Glyphic Canyon. Also, what was that? I don't remember lasers being there.
Gun left some kind of vehicle here.
Also, Gun just apparently just leaving this jumping walker in their midst. Also, yeah, the steering on this is also pretty nice. What isn't so nice is just me getting stuck in place like that. Yeah, generally the walkers quite the significant improvement in them, I'd say.
I can maneuver a bit while descending with this parachute.
Let's see what we get in here. Goodbye. I want to try playing around with the melee weapons a little bit. Look at this! Look at this! They just melt. Give me your swords. I'm fairly certain they actually melt quicker compared to just Okay, never mind. I think it's just sort of borked. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's definitely a fan-made little addition here, how the melee works, so it's not exactly the most reliable. It's definitely fun to use when it works, though. Great, now I'm just gonna have to wait here. I gotta admit, though, it is this level is definitely one of the first major notes of them actually reusing assets, and you could probably say the same for Black Comet as well, since it is basically just a remix of Final Haunt. It kind of feels like they were sort of struggling at points to try and actually fill out levels to some degree. Like, you got Doom and Lost Impact, which are basically just very, very similar looking levels. So I don't think these guys actually have projectile weapons at this point. That makes a nice change. Also flattening you. I've got to admit though, I'm kind of curious as to whether or not the chaos control glitch works in this game. I'm going to have to find a checkpoint for first, in order to sort of showcase it's actually working to begin. Oh, hello, Red Ring. I'm guessing some of them are just sort of in their respective places. Okay. So, holding the shoot button with these just sort of activates their melee hitbox, and then just right trigger causes it to swing. I gotta admit, this is kind of cool. It kind of has a cool sort of after image effect when it's on it. It's pretty nice. Also, the fact that you just delete geometry right in your path. Ooh. They're nice actually picking those up. Here we go. I think this is the moment. If you excuse me. There we go. Now I actually get to see if it actually works. Nope, it doesn't. Or maybe I just mistimed it wrong. So basically it goes that if you are able to press them both at the same time, you end up basically being able to have infinite chaos control. Oh, this thing's down already. Yeah, this is the 5 key bonus, actually. You get to access this little worm shooter. By sword, I'm guessing you mean the samurai sword. Yeah, I think that's one of the endgame rewards you get for beating the game, I think, on Pure Dark. That's what I remember at the very least. Oh, you can actually just fly it all the way over to... Oh. That's kind of a shame. It's crazy, you're actually learning something new about this game.
You're not getting away from me this time, Doctor.
Just proves that I ended up playing it a little bit more than you did. Tee-hee. Anyways, now we've been working with Black Doom all of a sudden to just fight Eggman, I guess, and he gets to his flagship. Now all of a sudden, the plot seems to take a radical turn as we come across... Wait for it. Wait for it. Ooh, ominous. Oh, what's this? Oh, remember these guys from Sonic Heroes?
How can this be? Who are you?
I love how they're just so low polygonal. I feel it's actually worse here compared to the original, or maybe it's just me remembering it wrong. Looks like it's straight out of Sonic R, with how jagged he is.
Shadow? Android?
Oh yeah.
An android too?
Grade A delivery there. Sorry, Robotnik, gotta run. We also got our buddy Omega here, we're just gonna ignore as well. Yeah, generally we're just gonna run through this as best we can. Yeah, I guess you could say that, just trying to make them stand out a little bit more, though I think the IDW comics did a little bit a better job of that by using the multiplayer models instead for the whole Whisper and Tangle flashback scene. Oh yeah, remember this little thing from Prison Island? We got that coming back as well, as well as these rather thin platforms. I mentioned before about reusing level aspects, but here we have reusing straight-up level design. At the very least, we get the gap back. Well, so I'm fairly certain there's a fox outside, not sure if you can hear it. Or maybe it's just more cats fighting. That tends to happen a lot where I'm from. Oh no, JC, a bomb! It's so weird, I'm still not used to the beetles actually dropping bombs and... Oh, it's Eggman who's dropping bombs. Okay. And then you can just shoot him from up here, I guess. But we're not going to shoot Eggman, because that would lead us to Cosmic Fall. And I don't want to go to Cosmic Fall just yet. I'm at least hoping that it's better paced compared to in Vanilla, because I remember in Vanilla Cosmic Fall there was a lot of waiting around. Also, yeah, the spin dash here still feels generally quite weird. Again, it's one of those things where I'm just sort of been spoiled by Frontiers and how just crazy powerful that spin dash is. Give me my gat back. Alright, and you can also just... I will admit that this is definitely a little bit of new level design for me. I don't remember actually going through that all that much. This, on the other hand, you can just skip to it, and we get a little Eggman base just like out of Bullet Station. It's nice. Also, we can just gun down everything in sight, just splendiferously. I like Cosmic Fall as a concept, but as an actual level, not so much. Mostly just how much waiting around and how much bottomless pits. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but doesn't make it fun. Anyways, time for some more grade A voice acting. And our next instance of the egg cracker.
Detected. Approaching this direction.
Omega looks so flat in this game compared to Heroes, I must say. I think it's his eyes.
Shadow and Omega? Why, you traitors!
I was just making a loaf!
To stop me? Move aside!
I mean, you could just go around us.
Please, I need to know. Those androids, the ones that look like me, am I?
Yes!
What?
I'm filling my androids with volcanicity!
But you betray me as you stand here before me. So now, I will destroy you both, turning you into
I mean, I
scrap
guess if you want a spiritual successor to Shadow, I can imagine that being the case with Generations. It generally feels as though they're being a bit more accepting of this game as of late, which initially I thought was just the weirdest thing. Also, hey, Laser Eyes. There we go, there's the turrets. Open up! Time to crush you all in for once! Can I get a weapon? There we go. Still think this weapon is heavily slept on. Just with how fast you can fire. What was that pathing? You just sort of flew. You saw that, right? How jank that was?
An android? Me? I don't believe you.
Okay, someone's here looking more like Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, he rank. I will admit, I'm kind of curious with Shadow Generations as to whether or not it'll basically be the case where you can just play that and just not have to come back and play this at all. Considering you basically get all the plot stuff you need from that. Do it again. Oh, I'm sure you will in another stream. Also, what is going... Can you tell this was supposed to be in 4x3?
Coming together. This ultimate life form they keep referring to is the Black Hedgehog, and he died, and I'm its copy. I must be the android Dr. Eggman created. Then it's clear what needs to be done. Doctor, you're going straight to the place you created me from.
I never quite got what he was supposed to say about that line, because you could very easily say it's either an assumption or a threat. Either he's going straight to the lab he created Shadow from, which clearly this doesn't look like the little cubby hole that he sealed Omega in at the start of Heroes. It is definitely my favorite level, but it's definitely not the one we saw from Heroes. Either that, or he's saying in his own way he's gonna send Eggman to hell, which I mean he technically does later on. It's just I'm guessing it's an assumption. Also, here we go. This was also a secret door, technically. The one that Omega pointed out to you constantly. Now it's a little fun little detour. This weird little hoverboard, which Omega has no idea how it works. Oh, didn't mean to shoot that. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite little mechanics of this level. The fact that what you do in the level actually impacts how you play it. As of course, if you activate the volcanic defense systems, the lava rises, making it harder for you to traverse, and opens up extra levels for you to have to traverse. Also, we come through here, and we get all these bonus items. And a red ring. And a red ring. There we go. Let's get Omega with us, actually. Like, normally if you activate the volcanic defense systems, this whole lower area will be flooded with magma. Whereas Eggman calls it lava magma. As if it's some sort of crazy new invention he's come up with. Oh yeah, you know, it's just, it's kind of weird actually thinking about it. I don't remember the air saucer being quite so bulky, but I think we're going to have to leave it here. We're going to have to leave it here. There we go. I remember this level was also ported over to Adventure 2, and from what I recall, it was one of the more ambitious ones for a reason that will become more apparent as we proceed through the level, because so far, aside from a lot of the breakable stuff, it's fairly manageable. There's the alternate path you'd have to go on if you'd activated the dark mission. Also seems weird we're getting extra lives, except it seems as though there's no game overs. Not sure I want to risk actually getting that red ring down there, so I'm just going to keep moving forward. I think we're near the end. Oh yeah, this part. This was why it was so hard to port it over to Adventure 2. This rare loop in general, that... From what I recall, that was a nightmare to try and map. I also like how they added a little, explosion there in that particular tunnel we just went through before this fun little spiral we get to go down, which... Well, it's not exactly the most interactive. It is certainly, at the very least, a notable set piece. Probably better just mashing it, actually. Here we go. No idea how you're supposed to make it up there, but I don't really matter. Levels feel heavily ambitious. Yeah, I can definitely see that with some of the levels we've seen here, like especially this and some of the arc levels. air fleets, possibly, aside from its rather mundane mission structure. At the very least here, it felt a lot more manageable.
Nice to see you, Shadow Android. And you too, Omega. It certainly looks as if you've, well, done quite a bit of
Here we
damage
go
down
with
there.
Eggman's
But did you really
Eggman's
think that
ultimate
you
weapon.
could challenge me?
His most powerful robot of all time, even greater than Metal Sonic.
Yes, Doctor. You will regret ever having created me. You're going straight to hell.
Teehee.
Why, you little, you're nothing but pieces of scrap.
I hope we actually get
Once
firearms
I'm
in
done
this
with
particular
you,
fight, because
you'll be thrown in the junkyard.
it does tend to go by fairly slowly.
I'll turn both of you into scrap.
Oh yeah, and we got the famous slot machine sound effect from Heroes, my favorites.
Get ready for a real one. It's time for missiles.
Alright, let's do this. Obviously the main mechanic here is you gotta hit the things up front, which for some reason he has bombs for on the front in order to actually damage him. The bomb seems to be the generally most effective, so it's not as much of a slug as Diabolon.
My beautiful ring.
Why even have that as an option? It's definitely a satisfying boss to actually hit. It's just, why would Eggman make something like this? I mean, he'd go on to make like the Egg Dragoon. A lot of the robots he made in Unleashed, which feels significantly more like actual killing machines, which have sort of a purpose to them, as opposed to this, which, well, you can definitely say that Eggman loves his gambling. The ultimate sin, as you were. Anyways, I'm accumulating my sin points. That ought to do it. Are you kidding me? Oh, you're gonna make me do this the anticlimactic way? Fine.
This can't be.
And it's still going. Ah, my ears.
Sorry, Doctor, but this is the end for you.
Hey, my first A rank on the easiest boss in the game. I will admit I wasn't actually expecting to get an A rank there. I will admit, when I first got this game as a kid, this was the first ending I unlocked, and as someone who hadn't gotten as far in Heroes at that point to actually figure out the whole Shadow Android thing, this whole plot just seems super out of pocket for me, like it just came out of nowhere.
Shadow Android.
Like the Shadow we'd been playing as from Heroes,
You may have created
at least Heroes almost as a robot, that just seemed to come out of nowhere. I mean, obviously now it's actually just following up on a plot thread which was introduced in Heroes
What?
Goodbye,
and is resolved in the least satisfying way possible. Yep, in this particular timeline, Eggman's just Deadman. We got this little fun track. I do definitely like this one, even though it's probably not the fan favorite compared to, say, All Hail Shadow, or Chosen One. Definitely fits the mood of this ending, though, with the whole robotic angle, which leads me on to something which I've been thinking about with this game for a particular while. That being that, of course, this particular run is a sort of an infamous example of it. The fact that the narratives of each sort of on a level-to-level basis are very, very disjointed, which kind of makes me wish that actually we've seen the credits already, so yeah, we can skip these. Vacuum Egg. I'm gonna want to showcase this in the stage select. Actually, no, I don't want to do this. You can't make me. We're not doing an... I don't think we have time to do another playthrough at this point. I think we've gone over our allotted time. Kind of weird that exit is on the Y button. But yeah. The way this whole thing is set up, also we got a nice little actual new stage select thing here. I can't help but feel that it would have been better if we'd just gotten rid of these 3 levels up here. And just sort of divvied them up between dark, neutral heroes, so each version got like 2 extra levels. And like maybe even after maybe 4th or 5th level, you know, you get this little area here to sort of mess around with the whole morality system. But after a little bit, like maybe around here, or maybe even here with the extra 2 levels, it sort of gets... You get locked into a particular pathway. So after, depending on which mission you do, like here, you end up either getting locked into neutral, darker here, which then has its more sort of self-contained story. Like maybe with the dark story, you get a little bit more knowledge with regards to the Black Arms and understanding Gerald as a character and his particular wish for destruction. Then you come over to the Eggman sign, which obviously resolves the whole android plot line, as well as learning a little bit more about Eggman and his particular wishes. And then for the hero route, you get on better terms with Sonic and his Technicolor Death Squad, and learn a little bit more about Maria as a character and her wish, though I'm fairly certain that I have a fair bit to say about Maria, which won't be until we actually run into her. But I think for the time being that's going to do me. I will admit, I wasn't exactly expecting these levels to be as long as they were. I mean, I knew they were long, but just not as long as they actually were. Let's see what actually stuff we got. True Soldier of Destruction. And of course, New Empire's Beginning. The baseline. But yeah, I think that's going to do me for this time. Next time, I'm going to decide what to do next. Maybe we'll do more hero stuff. Maybe Pure Dark. I'll probably do Pure Dark first, and then we'll see where we go from there. Maybe just mop up this particular boss fight with just messing about with some of the other levels. But until then, that's going to do me. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.